warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this time, let me introduce our group. The first is setianingsih and the second is me, Renita. We will present chapter 6 with title Children versus Adults in Second Language Learning. Then, let's get started with first slide.
First, a common belief. Most people believe that children are better than adults when attempting to learn a second language. Factors involved in second language acquisition can be divided into two kinds: the psychological and the social. Intellectual processing, which is involved in the determination of grammatical structures and rules. Memory, which is essential for learning to occur, and motor skills, which involve the use of articulators of speech, are the psychological factors that should be considered. While the type of situation, settings, and interaction which affect your ability to learn a second language, in particular the natural and classroom situation, are the social factors that should be considered.
Then the second is psychological factor affecting second language learning. A. Intellectual processing. There are two ways to learn the structure and rules of the second language. The first is explication. Explication is rarely applicable to young children as of 5 or 4 can understand and speak most of their native language quite well. They have learned language by self-analysis or induction. For example, make plural of word dog, they adding as negative maker do not before verb. Then the second is induction. Learning by self-discovery is essence of the process of induction. The learner devises the rule based on the speech that has been heard, but he or she must also figure out how those rules are to be applied in other cases. For example, John danced, then John sang, before become John danced and then he sang.
Next, B. Memory. The learning of the simplest word requires memory. Such a connection between the sound and the object is arbitrary. Example, hearing of dog and the experience of seeing, touching, or smelling a dog. Syntax learning and episodic memory. The type of memory that involves situation is what Tufing 1983 and authors refers to as episodic memory. Children's memory ability under 7 years display a phenomenal ability at rote memorization. Older children, however, do not with same decline beginning around 8 years of age and with more of a decline from about 12 years of age.
Then C. Motor skills. The better our pronunciation, the better we can communicate with others. Include the mouth, lip, tongue, vocal cord, etc., all of which are controlled by muscles that are under the general control of the brain. 1 or 2 years old need motivation, no need motivation to learn a second language. Given language input, the young child will automatically learn with learning even occurring in the negative circumstance. The decline in general motor skills around the age of 12 years. The ability to acquire new motor skills begin to decline. Children under the age of 7 years are at high on the psychological factor except explicative processing, while adults are at high on inductive and explicative processing but low on memory and motor skills.
This is the table number 6.1, important psychological and social factors affecting second language learning for children and adults. This is the summary or the point of our material.
Then next is number 3, social situation affecting second language learning. A. The natural situation. A natural situation for second language learning is one where the second language is experienced in a situation is similar to that in which the native language is learned. Speaking as one gets older, there is a decline in the kind of social interaction which promote language learning. For adults, social interaction mainly occurs through the medium of language. Few native speakers adults are willing to devote time to interacting with someone who doesn't speak the language. The adult foreigner will have little opportunity to engage in meaningful language exchange except for picking up bits of language that are experienced in the workplace or in shopping. The older the child, the greater the role that language plays in social interaction and the more the person will experience difficulty in being accepted.
B. The classroom situation. The classroom for second language learning is plain, or some may say an artificially constructed or situation. In the natural situation, language is but one aspect of life, an aspect which accompanies other life events. In the classroom language, it becomes the prime aspect of life around which all else revolves. There are characteristics of the plain classroom which distinguish it from the natural situation. They are include social adjustment to group process, the need to attend class in order to learn, the need for long periods of concentration and having to do home study. Young children will do quite poor in comparison to older children and adults.
Then next slide is number 4. Who is better? A. The natural situation. In the natural situation, younger children will do best. Natural situation is more favorable to children because adults undergo a marked decline in the quality and quantity of the social interaction conducive to good language learning. It will be easier for children to learn syntax than it will be harder for adults. Because adults undergo decline in memory and without remember data, there is nothing to analyze. Younger children will have an advantage of over adults in learning the grammar of second language. Older children can be expected to learn faster than adults because of a better memory. The children possess the flexibility in motor skills which adults do not have. Children will do much better in acquiring native pronunciation in a second language.
B. The classroom situation. In the classroom situation, adults will do better than young children because they know how to be students. They have sufficient maturity to meet the rigors of a formal learning environment, where concentration, attention, and even the ability to sit still for a long time all play a role in learning. The best age to learn a second language in a classroom situation is probably that age where the individual retains much of the memory and motor skills of the very young, but where the individual has begun to reason and understand like an adult. That age will probably be somewhere around 12 years.
And the last slide is about number 5, critical age. It is safe to affirm the view that there is no critical age in terms of acquiring the syntax of a second language. The psycholinguistic Thomas Covell claimed that no adult can ever be successful in that regard. The critical period for accentless speech simply means that adult will never learn to pass themselves off as native speaker phonologically.
This is the end of our presentation about children versus adult in second language learning. If you have any question, you can ask me, Ari, or Renita directly or by WhatsApp group. And if there any question, sorry, if there any mistakes, please correct our group. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.